have up YouTube and Twitch.
Okay. Are we still live though?
No, we still live on Facebook.
Okay. So, do as much as you can to make the relationship work. You only be accountable for yourself. So, you do that, you push that, and then only when you've tried everything, when you tried every single thing that you can, then you can walk away. You can walk away without any regrets because it's the other person who has to put in the other half.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer in that, right? Like, you just have to, regardless of even what you did, right? Like, if you fucked up the relationship, if it's really your fault, right? Like, if it's your fault that the relationship is where it's at, regardless, you have to accept that, and then you also have to say, like, I'm going to do everything I can to make my marriage right. Like, I'm going to make my marriage right. I'm going to do right. I'm going to do this, that, and the third, and I'm going to work for it, right? And, like, me and you both know, like, we done had marriages before. We done been married before, and we've been married together, and we have been tried.
Yeah.
We've been tried, like, at every...
It seemed like in the very early, like, just...
Yeah, like, me and you started fighting for our fucking lives really early in our relationship. Like, it's up here, like, from the moment we was like, yo, I think that might be the one. It was like that.
All the universe is like, oh, hell no. Y'all ain't going to be together.
What movie was that? Hancock or something? With Will Smith? It was a Will Smith
when
with Hancock?
When they get together,
every time they get together, they, like, shit start going bad, so they got to stay away from each other.
Yeah,
it's like, that's how I felt with you, where it's like damn.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as I start digging you, it's like, here goes some bullshit. It's like, nah, boom. And then it's like my trauma pop up, and I'm like, nope, I'm out, this and that. And then you pull through, and as soon as we start getting on the right ring, your trauma pop up, and you push me away, and it's like, nope, I ain't going to let you go. And it comes back to what people really realize is, it's something that my grandfather told me a long time ago. Just don't. He's up to like the key to success is just not falling out of love at the same time. Mm-hmm. It's the thing about like being in love. Like there's times where we're just like we'll always love each other. Mm-hmm. Me and you will always love each other. But there's times when it's like the in love, the emotions that come with in love, the like isn't there, and that's done happen in a relationship. But the point of the matter is like. It's not been at the same time.
Right.
One of us will always, one of us, if not both of us, will fight. One of us will fight our ass off, and the other one just won't give up.
Yeah.
And then we just
he fighting, so
let me hold on. Let me say, all right, motherfucker, grab my hand. Let's get back up here and go through this shit again. You know what I'm saying? But, I mean, it is what it is, right? So I think too many times, like with marriage, I don't think that people value marriage and understand, or just with a relationship, a commitment of just saying things. It's like, it's so easy to just meet, especially for men. And this goes to the conversation we was having earlier about like what was the conversation we was having earlier when I was telling you about not being for everybody? Well, how did it start?
Oh, it started out with us talking about the women wanting to be this person for a man, and they should have the acquired taste.
Yeah, so that's the thing about it, right? It goes back to that thing when we talk about people want to be liked by a lot of people instead of loved by the people they should be.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like too many people would rather be liked and adored by a million people and loved by none than to be loved by one person, two people, three people, a small group of people, and not as with a bunch of people. Right. They would much rather have everybody likes me. And that's the problem. Like everybody, you should be an acquired taste. Like the thing about it, you should be an acquired taste, right? So
trying to be attractive for everybody.
Yeah, you trying to be attractive for everybody. So what the trap that we was talking about was as a woman to be like, well, the only reason women is doing this is because men keep giving these women attention. Some men do. A lot of men do. Stop being for 80% of men and be for the man that is for you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Instead of you worrying about like, oh, well, she getting all that attention. I want that attention. And you running and diving for clout to be unhappy. Think about this. You see a dude and you're like, damn, that dude looks really attractive. But I want to be treated like this. Everybody compromises. That's what it came down to. What we were really talking about. Everybody compromises.
Everybody settles.
Everybody settles. Yeah. Compromise, settle, same thing. But everybody compromises. Everybody settles. So at the end of the day, you can sit there and look at that man and be like, damn, he looks like this. Damn, he makes that amount of money. Do you know how many other women are thinking, damn, he look like this, and damn, he make that amount of money, and they willing to do some shit that you not willing to do?
Yeah.
Like, I'm talking about, like, they out here on human centipede type shit.
Man,
like,
you got to clean up women.
You got to clean up woman. You know what I'm saying? Like,
we got a standby man.
You got the food dude, rent dude, this and that. So you have so many people, just like when you say beautiful woman, it's like when you come over there and you're like, man, I do this and that, da. Yeah, it's a dude already drinking her bathwater.
Already.
It's a dude who paid thousands of dollars for an ounce of bathwater. Yeah, it still got the dirt in the bottom. It's settled. It's like, ugh. He's still like, yes. You know what I mean? So too many times we get caught up in that and it's like, oh, I want all these people to think I'm attractive. Cool. All those people think you're attractive. And most of those people ain't going to treat you like shit. The person who wanted you has an acquired taste because you are an acquired taste. Like me, I'm whiskey. Like that's how I describe myself to Fox. It's like I'm whiskey.
Because I'm
whiskey on the rocks. So it's like you might like these mixed drinks. You might like the Patron margaritas, and you might like all of these like crazy drinks with the sugar on the rim and the fruit in it and this and that. I ain't that. I'm not gonna pretend to be that. I'm not gonna fool you and think like I'm not really whiskey. No, I'm whiskey. Like so, if you like whiskey, that might be for you. For the small people that like just whiskey on the rocks, that might be for you.
I do think that's the nature of people, though. So we fight so hard to be accepted.
Fair enough. We're tribal.
Right? We fight so hard to be accepted, and I think that's where we go wrong because here we go again, letting our traumas play out. We wouldn't need to be accepted if we got what we needed, and felt that fullness growing up, right?
Fair enough.
So we fight to be accepted, and now we don't know the person that we need to be. We're not true to ourselves. And so what you do with that energy now, you being fake, that's not who you are. So you're going to get those fake people bounce back to you.
Yeah, it's like you're going to get, like, people don't want to, like, always talk about match energy. Well, now you're going to match energy, and guess what you're going to meet? Like, you're going to wind up meeting the people that's matching your energy. Yeah. Like, you being fake, you trying to portray you this, you're trying to portray you that. Cool story, bro. Now we're here. Yeah. So it's like, be your acquired taste, man. And that's the realest thing. And it comes back to this thing I heard before. It's like, I'm going to always be me. Mm-hmm. Because if you don't like me for being me, I ain't got nothing to do with that. Like, the only thing I can say at the end of that is like, man, I should have pretended to be somebody else. And then maybe she would have gave me some ass or something like that. It's like, no, I'm going to be me. If you don't, because ain't nothing worse than trying to be somebody else and then you don't like me for being somebody else. Like, imagine I'm acting like dude A. I'm acting like dude B, but I'm dude A.
Do you remember when we were dating, when we were just getting to know each other, and I asked you, do you go to church?
Oh.
That's a perfect example right
Perfect example. So,
yeah.
I remember where I was when you asked me. I was going to the gas station. I was in my car going to the gas station, and then you asked me, you was up to like, you said something about church, and the way you led into it made me feel as though you went to church. I didn't know your religion at the time.
No, I just asked you. I was like, do you go to church?
But it's just like the way you talked that was like kind of like we cool, but do you go to church? And it was like, and I'm like, nah, I don't go to church. And it's up like, I'm like, that ain't even my religion, but it's like, I ain't really close to nothing right now. If it mean that much to you, maybe I could try something out possibly. We could talk about something, but it's like, that ain't me, that ain't my shit. And you up like, oh, that's cool because I don't go to church either. I'm like, motherfucker. She just wanted to see if I was going to fold for some ass.
I wanted to see what he was going to do. I wanted to see whether or not he was going to lie to me, or because if he would say he's a Bible thumper, then we couldn't date. That's just what it is. Like,
what if I was a real Bible? You a Bible thumper?
Not in that night like that.
You're a Bible thumper, but you're a Bible thumper into the lost books and everything else. Like, you in the real Bible.
Like, this is not no, oh my God.
You Book of Enoch Bible thumper, Book of Jubilee Bible thumper.
Types of knowledge. So it's not that. So we couldn't be together like that. So that's why I asked him the question. So I want to see what he's going to say. Is this a yes or no? Or do you go to church? Or are you into church or whatever? Then I would have been like, okay, well, this ain't going to work.
It's been real, cuz.
It's not
been real. Nah, so... it's true. It really comes back down to that. If
you would have folded, though, if you would have been like, yeah, I go to church. I love, this and that. I go every day. Not even that you love God. But I go to church. I go every time the door open. And this and that. I'm like, oh, okay. So, in other news, I'm gone. Like, I'm gone. Like, I can't. Because there's so many other things.
But and the other thing about it is there would have been no way for me to recover with that.
No, it wouldn't have.
Because if I had said that, you would have been like, I'm gone. And if I had also been like, no, I was lying.
Like, okay, you a liar. And you know how I feel about liars.
Yeah,
it's a done deal. It's a done deal.
So your boy stuck to his guns. I thought I was going to lose her. I thought right then and there I was going to lose her. I'm like, damn, I don't go to church. I'm not even Christian. It's like.
The way that he said it, he was just like, he's like, I don't really go to church.
I said I don't go to church.
Yeah.
It was no. I don't really.
You don't really go to church.
No, I said I don't go to church. Period.
But you did say that if you go to church, you would like go with somebody like ask you go or something. If it's
if it mean that much to you, maybe I could try and go or something. But that ain't me.
Yeah, and I was like, that's good. I'm going to church eat them.
And I'm like, this motherfucker.
And he was like, what? And then, so that's when we started talking about our religions and things like that, or the way we grew up in religion and all that. So
I think realistically, everybody who learns a lot about religion and like the truth of like spirituality and everything else started from one of the big three backgrounds.
You have to. You
got to start from one of the big three backgrounds, or more than one, because like I started off Christian. Mm-hmm. went to Islam, and then boom, been here ever since. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then you started off Christian, and then went to, and then became
Hebrew Israelite, and what I am now.
And now we where we are now, where we're in the same space. Mm-hmm. We're in the same space, just different routes to get here. And I think that's more important because it's just more focusing on that knowledge and that focus of that relationship with God instead of like all the pomp and circumstance shit. Like,
yeah.
So
that was crazy. If you would have folded, boy, let me tell
that'd
you,
be crazy. We wouldn't be here right now.
Like we here right now because I'm like,
Oz is married now,
and you a liar.
Lie,
and I don't need you trying to preach whatever to me because I know, you know, what my stability is in my spirit. So we ain't gonna do all of that. But yeah, see, it pays to be yourself.
I will see. Pays to be yourself.
It pays to be yourself. Be whiskey. If you whiskey,
hey, be hot or be cold.
Tequila, be who you are. Like, don't try to make yourself be what people want. That's why I hate those things. You know, online dating. It's like, what kind of guy you looking for? Why am I gonna tell you that? Just don't lie to me. That's all you need to know.
Yeah. So what type of woman do you like? It's like, we'll find out if it's you.
Right. Let's find out. Let's find out.
So you can go ahead and get the, oh yeah, you like a guy who does this and this. Let me put on my bullshit.
Hey, go to representative right here coming out. Like, nah, we ain't dealing with that.
Big peacock feathers.
I'm good.
Nah,
I'm going to tell you a whole ass lie about what I want. And if you are that person, we ain't going to deal. That's just what it's going to be.
I'm telling you, because she, like, I'm telling you, she said like she didn't ask like that. But the way she asked me, that shit was just like, so do you go to church? And it was like, I'm like, I fucking like her. God damn, this is the first woman I talked to in so long that I liked. Like, shit. Like, I actually like you. Like, you're actually dope. And it's like, now you're going to throw all this away over some bullshit ass book that don't nobody even read. God damn.
Well, don't say bullshit ass.
No, that's how I was feeling at the time. That's how I was feeling at the time. Okay. I was over the side. I'm like, man, you just going to dump me over the New York Times bestseller?
Yeah.
I was feeling some type of way.
I just want to see what you was going to say. So.
Yeah, but your boy stood strong. Stand on your morals, gentlemen. That's another thing for dudes, too. It's like, I mean, like, as a man, right? If you actually want a woman that care about you, and you want a woman that's going to love you and going to love you for you, you got to be you. Mm-hmm. And you got to be you from the gate. Like, I've been a psychopath from the gate. And Fox will tell you that the people who know me, and even if you never met Fox, trust and believe the same person that you know me as, Fox knows me as. And then, like, people will say shit about the podcast, listen to the podcast, man, ain't no way that you're that type of dude. And Fox is the first one to tell you, he's worse in person. Like, you know what I mean? People who know me at work, people who know me in my personal life, they tell you, I am worse in person. So I think, what's the shit I said to you about on the proxy? So Fox back was jacked up from something. Back issues. She had back issues. So we went to go meet somewheres when we was dating, and I was still staying over here towards the base or whatever, and I was on base and she was on Jacksonville. Yeah. So we'll meet like right somewhere by the airport, over there by the movie theaters, and we'll meet. And I met her, and she said something, and she was like, "I don't know, my back hurt, I don't want to come." And I said some crazy.
Back pills.
She's like, "I need to get some naproxen or this and that." And then from there,
like, I will go up and buy all the naproxen in the whole 50-mile radius just so you can come crawling to me. Okay, and I was like, "He crazy, but that was so cute. Oh my God." So
like,
I was like, all right, I'm coming. I'll be there in a few minutes.
But you got to think, somebody say some crazy shit like that. A lot of women would have heard me say that and be like, motherfucker, you are crazy. I'm not fucking with you. And that's fine, because if that is what you think crazy is, I get worse. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I get worse over time. Like, you over here, like, you taste the whiskey and be like, I don't like the front taste. Wait till you get the aftertaste. Hell. Like,
nah, that was funny though. Mm-hmm. Be yourself.
She had remind me of that, and it's one of them things where it's just, that's me apologetically being myself. But a lot of women would have heard that shit and be like,
unapologetically being yourself.
Unapologetically, I mean, yeah. A lot of women would have heard that and be like, nah, I ain't fucking with you. I'm out of here.
He is crazy.
He crazy as hell. I'm out of here.
He gonna buy all in the naproxen.
I'll blow my whole check.
I thought that was the cutest thing in the world.
Now look at you.
I was like, oh my God, he crazy, but he's okay. He got all these guns. That was so sweet. He just want to see me.
He just want to see me. I'm out here with my back. Oh, I need the backyard of me. Anyway, I ain't fucking with you. Let's get to the noise. I got some noise, Fox. You ready for some noise?
What's the noise?
I got some motherfucking noise right here.
What's going on?
Yo. Influencer Oli London says they identify as Korean after cosmetic surgeries. So, transracialism. So,
wow.
How do you racially identify? They ask him, and I'm looking at it right now. He's like, identify as Korean. I love the culture. Yeah, that's him right there. This is the picture of him right here.
Oh, and, look. This is weird.
Yeah, he got some stuff done, and he's like a Korean aesthetics, and he learned how to Korean food. Yeah. Though. And this dude identifies.
He's being multicultural.
No, he's not being multicultural. He's identifying as Korean. He's not saying I'm anything else. I am Korean. And they saying transracial. They're like, transracial doesn't exist. This is a very harmful narrative for us that it's possible to go across races. Mm-hmm. And he was like, I'm not happy the way I was. I had the most incredible experience in Korea. It changed me. I found happiness. I felt free.
So I think he's a little bit, well, it's not up to me to decide who he is.
And then she said,
he says whoever he is.
She said, who he is. The girl who you talking to is a black woman. She like, that's like me saying I get up and, that's like me getting up and saying I'm a white woman. He like, people, and then he gets into talking about, why can't you do that? Or he's if people can, if you could be born a certain way, and this is the science behind it, because there's people like he getting a lot of pushback. Apparently, like I'm reading an article and it's saying he getting a lot of pushback from the LGBT community. And the crazy thing about that is, it's like he's using.
You can't give him no pushback because of that. You did the same thing he feel like he's doing.
Yeah, and that's some hypocritical bullshit.
This is how he feels inside. He don't feel that he identified with his born race,
and this the crazy
born
shit.
culture.
And
this
the crazy shit about it. For you to tell somebody that he can't identify with a different ethnicity, race, however you want to do, that's crazy. Because like at the end of the day, if me and you die right now, boom, fire, brimstone come, this and that. Some people live and they find our skeletons right here. It's only two things that they're gonna be able to tell.
Yep.
They're gonna be able to tell that. They're gonna be able to tell who's male and female, and they're gonna be able to tell who's bigger.
And then too, they will also tell what ethnicity you are. If you're African American.
They can tell, like they can get to like some DNA shit like that, but it's like hit and miss. The things that science definitely can tell, without a doubt. When they look, is they gonna? You could just look at a skeleton. When you look at a skeleton, you can look at the pelvis and tell
that's a woman.
You was a woman, I was a man. They're gonna be able to tell that, and they're gonna be able to tell I was bigger than you. Like it's just like femurs and shit longer, like tibulas longer.
Tell also if you're African American as well. I don't know about the other. I haven't seen any other, but I know that because the oldest woman they found, they determined African American woman.
Yeah. Did they determine that because she was in Africa?
No. It was found in the mountains somewhere. It was cold as hell. It was frozen over.
Well, the reason I asked that is because this, like, I don't know. So I don't have a dog in this fight, and I'm not trying to check you, but I don't got a dog in this fight. But what I'm saying is like, if you find a body in Korea, chances are you assume that motherfucker Korean.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You found a body in China in the mountains, you're gonna assume it's Chinese.
I feel for him in a way because it's like, if this is what. If we're in a world where we can just change whoever we want, whoever we are,
if you can,
so he should not have any backlash about how he feels. Like that's crazy. This is what he went there, great experience, whatever the case is. This is who he identifies with. Maybe that's who he is. That's who he say he is. That's what he identifies with. So who are you to tell him not? So you're gonna be equal across the board, right?
Yeah. My bad. Either you're gonna treat this shit like Burning Man, and it's gonna be this radical acceptance, so we're accepting everything, or then pull a punch, because if we're gonna sit here and say, especially from a community that pushed to say you just gotta accept whatever this, that, and third, then you gotta accept this too. It's like you can't push that shit. That's when you get in the hypocrisy of it. And then it's like, you look at the comments and stuff like that underneath, and it's like, white people doing too much. Look, this dude, men doing this. Look at this and that, da da da. And it's like all of these. Now it's like all of this shit's like, nah, bruh.
It doesn't matter how you feel about it. It's the fact that this is what's going on. It is equal across the board when it comes to that.
Yeah, it's like equal. Go and take that shit on the chin.
Yeah, you gotta take it.
It is what it is.
I don't agree with it, but
I don't agree.
I just think that I don't
agree with a whole lot of shit.
He had a great experience, and so if that's where he feels most connected to, then he should go and move there, start his life there. Do things like that. But you can't be what you are not.
One argument that I would make is that I can understand more relating to a different like ethnicity of people or experience than I can with saying that I identify. And like if I ask you right now, like Fox, do you feel like a woman?
Not yeah.
What does that feel like?
I hope so. I hope I feel like a woman.
But what does that feel like?
It encompasses my whole being of my experiences that I've.
No, I'm not talking about the experiences. I'm like just a feeling. Like I feel warm. I feel cold. I feel like a man.
Physical. I feel like I got these heavy ass breasts.
I mean, yeah, but that's. But what I'm saying,
that's what you said. Physical. Let me tell you, I feel like I got those. Okay, and that's a lot to have. Okay. feel like I got those. I feel like
I think we just dropped off.
What do you mean we just dropped off? Let me do this.
But yeah, what I'm saying is like to sit there and say that experience of like, oh, I feel like a woman. It's like, what do you have to compare it to?
Yeah, yeah.
Like for instance, I could say that I feel hot. I can say that I feel cold. I can say that I feel whatever. I have something to compare it to. If you ask me what it feel like to be a man, I don't have anything to compare that to. You know what I'm saying? It's like, no, dog, I have this. This is it. This is what I got. You know what I'm saying? I have this experience. And this is all I got, right? So it is what it is. But it's just that people made those comments. They said that shit, and here we are. It's like, hey, what brother Malcolm said? The fucking chickens have come to roost.
Chickens come to roost. Yeah,
the chickens have come to roost.
That's a good example of that because here you go. Chickens come to roost.
Chickens have come to roost. Because you know what? This is the crazy shit about freedom. Is everybody we scream about freedom, and I'm the number one dude that I say we scream about freedom. But at a certain point, man, too much people don't want that much freedom. It's like you can say you want people to have freedom, but for having freedom is such a responsibility. Like just imagine if you could do whatever you want without being judged or influenced. That's a lot of responsibility. That is assuming that you took the time to learn how to do that, right? Like if you just started welding, I'm like, well, anybody can weld, they can weld. It's like I'm assuming that you did the research, took the time to become a good welder before you started welding on something. Right? So when we give people this type of freedom to identify and do what they want and this and that and not be certified, we also assume that people have done the things to give us the prerequisite like feeling to be like, all right, cool, it's okay that you do that. It's okay that you do this. And we don't. And it's like, that's one of the things we got to check and think about. Like, it's a lot of fucking freedom out here.
Yeah.
Are we okay with people having the freedom to do anything they want?
Yeah.
Because I don't think that we're good enough people, and it comes back to the shopping cart experience.
Oh, Lord.
Come back to the shopping cart experience.
The shopping cart theory, I think is bogus because it's